It is a period of gaming unrest, delays that shake the industry, the closures, thousands of lawsuits. Okay, okay. You stop singing. You stop singing. All right.
You know what it was? It
Uh,
was that we recorded because I started to try to figure out to skip ahead.
Anyway, well, howdy gamers. Welcome to Checkpoint Reached, a weekly show where we discuss a topic in gaming with some occasional news stories thrown in, movie and TV quotes, and some random life rants. Thank you for joining us. As you might have guessed, this episode is a Star Wars themed episode for in honor of May the 5th. I'm sorry, May the 4th and Revenge of the 6th. I am your host, Lex, along with my Padawan, Ernie.
Hello there.
Oh, there you go. See, Ernie, how is it
I
going?
should have said hello there.
You should have been like, hello, Lex. Hello, Dex.
hello,
You know what I mean? There you go.
He's like, what if we get these guys a couple of Jawa juices?
Well, Jawa juice, you know what I mean?
Little
How's it
Jawa
going,
juice.
man? How are you? How are you on Star Wars Day?
I am doing fantastic.
I mean, it's not Star
just
Wars
chilling.
Day while we're recording, but
But you know, it's not just Star Wars Day. It's also my birthday.
it's that video. It is not your birthday. It's not your birthday.
It's not my birthday. I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. I'm excited to do this episode. It was funny because when you had proposed the episode, I was like, wow, that's a great topic. I just was the one thing I was thinking about. Man, there's so many Star Wars games. Like, which ones will we talk about? So we'll try to get through all of them, right? But it's like there's a lot. I know you've gotten into the spirit, and it's crazy because I also was gonna get into the spirit, and I totally forgot. And because I was trying to set up all this, funny little things on the side, on this background, I totally forgot to change my shirt. I had a Star Wars shirt, and I know you have a little. Show the people your little toys in the back.
Yeah, so let me get there. So yeah, we have for the audio listeners, we had on the screen. You saw the classic intro to Star Wars along with the crawl that we created. Our original thing was to get through the whole thing, but obviously it was a little tough because we didn't rehearse it too well. But anyway, yeah. So it's funny because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna set myself up. I'm gonna get it all nice. So right now I'm wearing a Boba Fett hat, as you can see.
I'll be back. I'm gonna do a wardrobe change as you continue.
Yeah, please. So there's a little Boba Fett hat that Ernie actually gave me. I am wearing a Tatooine shirt from Disney. As you see my little Yoda in the background, it's funny because I was trying to set up this little whole thing, and which I did. So I'm gonna move my camera a little bit so you can all can see. So I set up. I have my little Jabba the Hutt popcorn bucket there, along with you see Jar Jar Binks Funko, the Watto Funko. We got the little Salacious Grum, my favorite.
All right, I'm back.
You can't see the Lego over there. It's kind of hard to get over there. But yeah. And then you see a little Yoder's back there. I was trying to get into the spirit, and
got a little bit.
It didn't work out. The screen setup is just it didn't work out as well as I planned. But A for effort, as they say. And a shout out to Daisy, my girlfriend here, the Leia to my Jabba. She helped me set it up too. She was like watching me. She's like, "Why don't you do this and do this and all?" And I was just sitting there. I'm like,
yeah, sure, do it.
Oh, yes, please. I said, "You want to help?" I'm just kidding. But yeah, dude, it was sweet. Let me see the shirt. Show the shirt.
All right. Wardrobe change, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys can see it.
It's kind of blurred out a little bit. It's like blurring as you get closer.
Hopefully you guys can see.
Oh, I see a little Yoda on there, dude. I see.
Oh,
is that Palpatine? He's banging. Because he's got
Yoda, dude.
He's making a little Ray. I see him. We love our
Strikes Back shirt. Little Yoda and Price Strikes Back.
Yeah.
You guys can't see it. I thought it was gonna be a lot more revealed, like with the camera, but I guess because of the stupid little background I have that doesn't work all sweet. Yeah, it's kind of. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. We're full of Star Wars cheer, dude. I'm excited for this, dude. I was actually hoping to watch some Star Wars tonight. I was after this episode. I'm definitely gonna put on, for whatever reason, I really want to watch Phantom Menace.
Okay.
And I don't know why. I mean, it's not the best out of the bunch, but there's something about that movie that is I guess it's not just the nostalgia, but there's some fun moments that are just so silly. Like
I would say they're more wizard.
That's Wizard Annie. Wizard Annie. It's just it's silly, and there's some great moments there. And he's all, "Are you an angel?"
he's like
That's what I always tell.
he's like
Yeah.
10 hitting on this 20-year
What is
old.
she,
I'm
like,
kidding. I think she's like
16?
15 in the game.
Nah,
I don't
she
know.
like, yeah.
But anyway,
That's what I tell Lex. I always when I see him and we're having dinner, I look up at him and I go, "Are you an angel?"
you're dumb. Yeah, so yeah, we're full of the Star Wars cheer. I mean, you're gonna be listening to this a couple days after that, but you know, we still celebrate. Yeah, you know what? The movie I've been wanting to watch, funny enough, and I want to watch Fanboys. I don't know why. That's the one I want to watch. Um, Fanboys is the movie about a bunch of fans who are going to the Star Wars ranch to get access to the first movie because their friend has cancer and they want to see it before he passes. But it's always a classic scene that I always quote is when someone says like, "Oh, you're gonna watch that?" I'm like, "Come on, bro, it's the wars, the wars."
Wars. You know, it's funny. A clip had just come out on
Mhm.
my feed recently when they're at the movie theater finally after, because a friend ends up seeing it, right? They end up bringing the Skywalker Ranch. He watches it,
He watched it,
but
but
they
not
end
with the
up
whole thing.
watching
But
it.
yeah,
Yeah, they end up
spoilers.
watching it at the end, right? And the scene of it is hilarious, dude. Just like the little,
Yeah.
because I was like, dude, that's how we were, right? Because when we were kids, we had the luck to go see them, or at least the prequels,
Mhm.
and it was such an experience, right? It was like we got to see 1, 2, and 3 in
And
theater
having to
when they
line
first
up, he had to
released.
line up. There was
Yeah,
no
there was no A list. There was no what's it called, like
reserved
reservations.
seating. Yeah,
Yeah,
we had to do that. But we'll get into our little personal Star Wars history in a second
definitely.
here.
Yeah.
I want to start with some breaking news, Ernie, and we got some pretty big news. First of all, Grand Theft Auto 6 was officially given a date of May of 2026. Now, this wasn't much of a surprise with the delay, but along with this delay, we also got a full trailer. Not a full, yeah, it was like 2 minutes, and it details more of the game, and it looks amazing. I honestly, I wasn't surprised this delay was going to happen. I want to tell a quick story though. So my uncle, who games and he's into Grand Theft Auto as well, he's actually one of the ones who introduced us to the Grand Theft Auto series with Grand Theft Auto 3, and great uncle, right? And I was I was just a kid. And so he texts me and a couple of my other uncle and my brother and says, "Hey," he says, "Hey," he sends us the news that about the delay. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so sad." And I post like a gif that's like me upset, and we're all bummed. And then later on, I see him that same day, that night, and I'm like, "I'm all man, it sucks about GTA." He's all, "Dude, honestly." I thought they moved it up to this month. I thought it was May of this month. They pushed it up and it was coming out. And he's all, and then I looked closer and it was 2026. He thought the game was coming out like in 2 weeks and they pushed it up. And I'm like, dude, no. And how upsetting, right? How upsetting would that be to find out? What's worse, a delay or I guess he got double disappointment, right? He thought it was coming out sooner, and then it actually found out it got delayed way further out. I don't know how you feel about that, but
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely disappointing, and I feel your uncle, because it's like we all thought it was going to come out this year. Well, not that I honestly had a feeling it was going to, get delayed, but
mhm,
I think a part of me, it's like that hopeful feeling where it's like you just want it to actually come, and like you don't want to say anything, you don't want to put that into the universe so it doesn't like not
yeah,
come on, but it ended up like you get what I mean, right?
it's the coming.
It's the coming. You
Yeah,
get what I
yeah,
mean. It's like you don't
yeah,
want to put that into like into the space, into the world, right? Where you're putting that negativity where it's like it's not going to come out. But there's a part of me that was like, well, this is probably coming out like later because they aren't showing anything. And I told you this prior to other episodes where we were talking about like the trailer, and it's like only one trailer, right? And
mhm,
it's like that's probably all they need. Like I'm sold. Most people are
mhm.
sold. Like had they come out with pre-orders, the pre-orders would have hit would have been top one for like a long time. Like people would have been pre-ordering and going crazy on it. But
It,
I like it took me a while because when I saw it, I was like, man, this sucks. I was excited for it this year, but now like let's make room for anything else that's coming out. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Do you think we're gonna get a bunch of announcements for games now? Because I feel like a lot of
Oh,
developers are
dude,
just holding off, right?
most definitely. Well, you gotta think about it this way too. Is like they're probably trying to stay away from the month before, the month it comes out, and the month after that. That's
Yeah.
probably like the worst times to drop a game. But also now they have to worry because I mean, if you see the trailer, it's only coming out PS5, Xbox, right? Now I know we talked about this. I'm hoping they do a PC, and that's what they use
They
to get
will,
to
yeah.
the year. But like that'll be like I don't know if it's gonna be an extra year to do it or it's gonna be within that year now because they have an extra year to do it, right? So I was thinking like if it doesn't happen and they have another PC release, now they have two like release dates for Grand Theft Auto that they have to watch out for. So it's going to be the PC version and the console version.
True.
But definitely. I don't know if see that's the thing is I don't know if now that the they left the station that the rest of them are going to be like, oh, let's pull on up, let's sound the horns, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. And the other thing too is, which is really cool, is that they said that that whole footage was basically captured on the base PS5. It wasn't the Pro, so that's good news, right? It's like because that's what we want to hear. Because I was telling him like, gosh, that game's gonna be the reason I get a Pro probably because it's probably not gonna run that well. But if that's what they said, and that's what they do. And I trust Rockstar. I think Rockstar is really good at they, and with this delay, I'm happy because they're gonna polish it. They're gonna make the game run as good as it is. I mean, again, I feel like I knew this was gonna come. Of course, I would have loved for it to come out this year, but like you said, room for more games, which we'll get into. But I'm excited. I'm excited. But let's get into something else here. That speaking of remakes, no, I'm kidding. I mean, that wasn't even a remake. GTA 6, Gears of War Reloaded was announced, dude, for PS5. It sounds like it's gonna be from the ground up, kind of remaster for PS5, and I think it's gonna come out for Xbox and all that stuff too. But like this reloaded version. But dude, PS5, that's big. I mean, we knew this was coming. We know, and I think Halo obviously is probably gonna be next. But dude, I mean, this is huge. I feel like I'm gonna play it again on my PS5. I mean, I love the series. I love the Gears of War series. That was what got me into Xbox in the first place. Um, but playing it on PS5, I want to experience it. And I think, and if they have all the multiplayer modes and all that stuff, dude, remember how much we used to play that stuff? It's so much fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm excited for it, dude. I can't. I think it's at August. Yeah, August. I believe it's coming out. So mark your
Yeah, I
calendars.
believe so. Yeah.
And I just beat the fifth one like last year. So but I'm
Yeah.
excited to play 1 through 3. I don't know if it's all of them. I think it's just 1 through
No,
3.
it's just the one. It's
Oh,
just
it's just one?
Yeah.
Oh,
They don't
shoot. I
have the
thought
trilogy. Yeah, I think they're doing that
Oh.
purposely, right? So it could sell more money or sell for more money when it does come out.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah,
lame.
my oldest brother had actually told me he's like, "Are you gonna get Gears of War for PS5?" And I'm like, get them. I was like, no, I've owned them. I own them on like PC and freaking or I mean, sorry, on my Xbox and all that. Like, I don't need to play them again. I've already played them. And then he goes, I'm gonna just buy it just to say that I have it for PS5. Isn't that such a crazy thing? And he's like, it's wild. He's like, it's wild to, or he didn't say it's wild to me, but I'm kind of prefacing here, but he said, in a way, it's wild to me that we're getting Forza Horizon, which is one of their biggest games, and it's on PS5 now. We're getting Gears of War, and then we're gonna get Halo. That's like almost not the whole Xbox slate, but it's like pretty much like their biggest names in that console space, right? And I know a lot of people are like, well, Xbox, what's the point? What does Xbox have now? But it's like, well, you're buying a copy of the game. They're making money off of you, regardless of, you know?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much Indiana Jones: The Great Circle like did with the PS5. I think did it do better? Did it do worse? I mean, I think it still did well. I mean, again, like I'm all for everything just coming out for everything, but I get it. I mean, everyone they need their competition as well. But I mean, I think Xbox is just so much. It's so user friendly, right? They with Game Pass and just like making more games accessible. I mean, like I don't know. Xbox seems like they're more friendly, but even though they might not be doing the smartest things, like the recent console $100 increase on this last generation's console, which is pretty wild. But yeah, I mean, I think
PS5
Xbox has
is
more bang
gonna.
for its buck in a way, right? Like you've even mentioned.
I think I think PS5 is probably gonna do the same thing, or they're gonna try to change it out where they're like, oh, this is a PS5 Slim, is gonna be cheaper or something like that. But they definitely are gonna increase the pricing on those consoles just because of all the stuff that's going on and the parts and everything that's But I will say this because I think now I might be wrong, but I think back in the day, gaming or games, at least from my perspective and what I recall, was a lot of the gaming consoles that were doing well was because not just because they had first party, but it was because they had these games that ran better on a particular console, and it was developed more on that game. Not that they were exclusive or anything like that. It's just some games ran better on certain consoles. I think the PS3's interface or network or whatever they had for like the PS3, the way it ran games, it wasn't as easy to developed for as the Xbox 360. So Xbox 360 had more games. I think Elder Scrolls Skyrim ran a lot better on Xbox 360.
Interesting.
No, and stuff like that I could recall. But so it's funny because I always assumed it was like the power and the accessibility for the developers to create games to basically, that was like the reasoning behind, oh, this is why I'm sticking to this console. But now it's like from popularity's sake, you know what I mean? So they can drop PS5 games, but it's like, will they run well or will they not? Like, I know we get like PC games there were PS5 games and they run terribly, and it's like, it's such a different space though, because there's so many moving parts with PCs. But I know that's definitely a hindrance.
I want to point this out. The little Yoda in my background is just funny, kind of just staring at us. Just he's like,
That's kind of.
I thought he was talking for a second, dude. I was listening to him. Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild though. I mean, I didn't know about that Gears of War thing. At that point, I think I'd just rather wait for the E-Day, the Emergence Day game that's coming out. But who knows? I might change my mind if the price is right. I think because I think I just said it's only gonna be like $40, but I think that's maybe. I think. I mean, I could be wrong. But I guess the anniversary, the 20-year anniversary is coming up next year, so we'll see what else they do. But yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I love Gears of War, but I think Gears of War 2 was like peak. That was like one of the best. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll get more to come, I'm sure, and more to see. But yeah, dude, PS5 games we're eating good, dude. Everyone's eating, dude. Everyone's eating good, I think. But let's go ahead and hop into our next smash hit. Unless you have any more breaking news, I don't know if you do, but we can.
I don't have anything breaking. To be honest with you, I don't have anything that I could tell you about.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so our next segment here. What are we playing this week? We've had a long week since I've seen you, dude. Long Star Wars, many moons. No, I'm kidding. What are you playing, dude? Are you playing anything new? Are you still stuck on the same game? Let's hear it.
I'm stuck in the same game. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I know we always talk about this. You and we do audio messages, and every audio message I think that I've been sending you is like me mentioning how I'm just grinding Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like, oh man, I'm still playing it. I'm barely this amount. I think I'm like 30 hours into the game, and it's crazy because I feel like I'm progressing now. I've been saying this, but I'm progressing slowly. Like I thought I was progressing. Like, oh, I'm getting there. But it does feel like I'm progressing slowly now. I'm not sure exactly why. I did acquire this scythe that's like called the Moon something, and it's been pretty decent in my overall like gameplay experience with Valhalla, because I think one of the things I was telling you about was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. You level up, your XP, and you become a higher level every time as you gain that XP. And that basically will add to your damage. It'll add to your skill set, all these things in your skill tree. But the other thing that I wasn't like really, because I got into that part of the game and I was like, oh, this is not that difficult. But then there's another part of the game where you have to upgrade your armor and your weapons. And I was like, oh man, like this is a whole different game. That's why this game is so darn long. It's because there is just so much that they want you to do that it becomes tedious. It isn't like a fun experience. Don't get me wrong, like doing a raid and gathering resources is cool. After a while, it just becomes the same thing. It's not very, it's not like, it's not very, like, it doesn't change up in any way. Maybe you'll get some enemies that are a little bit difficult in that particular area or something like that, but it's the same thing. Like, it's the same thing. And I'm like, man, like, I don't want to do this, but I think a part of me might slow down a little bit and kind of go do those raids, because I'm kind of unlocking all the map and getting all the synchronization points. I'm almost done. I think I need like 3 more in the particular map area I'm in. I know it opens up to more. But where I am, I've unlocked everything, and I know where all these armor pieces are, but I kind of want to look up, like, what's the best armor that you can unlock. But it's like, you look those up, and then there's videos of like, the best armor is paid for, and it's like, what? Like oh, it's so stupid. And then I was on so sorry, this is a little side rant about Ubisoft. This kind of pissed me off, dude. there was this thing where you can go on the Ubisoft store and you can buy Helix credits, which is like money, right? Kind of like V-Bucks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy levels to get to a certain level or something like that, and then you can also buy like XP boost, so your experience is going faster than everyone else. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. And like I get it. It's like, oh, this is for the person that works all day and they need to, this is how they do it or whatever. Yeah, that's all well and dandy. They're doing this. They're implementing this into the game to make it longer, to make it more difficult for you. Exactly. They don't need to make it this tedious. Yeah, exactly. They're doing that. It's not an incentive because, oh, you have the money and you deserve not to grind this game or something like that. No. They're doing that. They are making it not easy for you to play this game. It's not you. It's not your life. I get it. Life is hard and we have a lot of things to do. Yeah. But it's like, no, they're doing that. They're making this game.
Yeah,
like, it's repetitive to say that. I'm sorry I had to say it more than once, but you get what I mean.
No, I get it, dude. Especially Assassin's Creed. Like, that's not like what I would expect. But yeah, like you said, they're making that game so much longer and just so much. Like, I would get to the point where, like, oh my god, like, even sure, you work and all that stuff. Yeah, I get, but like, even the person doesn't, like, you're just like, gosh, man, like, like you played so much of it and you're still not there. And you're like, God, I can't even imagine. Like, it's like,
no, yeah. And I was, like right now, give you a little side story to myself. Right now, I'm working and I have a daughter and I'm doing stuff for my school, trying to get into program, doing all these things. I'm doing a lot of like other things. And the game is still, like, I'm still finding time to play this game. Luckily, like I said, I'm blessed with time. But it's like, yeah, dude, like, nowhere in my mind am I like, does this sound enticing? It's not like I can't spend that money. It's just like, why would I and why should I? Why should I give you money to make your game better for me? Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's poor design.
Yeah, the other thing too is like, especially like knowing that and like giving the time you have, it's like, do you really want to put your time that you have to that game? You can be playing something else like that's a little more fulfilling. You know what I mean? And it sucks that if anyone wants to gift Ernie some Helix points, dude, we'll give him out. Shout out his Cash App. His Cash App is Journey. No, I'm kidding.
It's at Chunky Lover, like
donos. We're taking donos.
Donos, yeah. No, I would not accept money for that stupid thing. Helix. No, I know.
But it's just real money. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, please. No, it's so ridiculous the way that they set that up. I don't know how y'all feel. Please sound off in the comments. I'm kind of curious to see, because like, again, it's your hard-earned money, and I understand. Like, I think Lex and I have both spent like hundreds of dollars probably on Fortnite skins. Stupid.
Or even for me, like stupid game apps I've spent money on.
Yeah, same. Like, Pokemon Go. I spent like 200 something.
It's just so easy. It's just like,
yeah, and it's easy, and it's
99 cents here, 99 cents there.
Again, like, I get it. And it's funny because the Pokemon Go one for me, I spent like whatever 100, 200, and basically I just no. Well, yeah, I did. Well, I would spend money on storage and like storage for Pokemon and storage for my items. And it's like, why wouldn't they just give me that? And it's crazy. And I was thinking as I did it, and I was like, because I was having a good time. And I was like, well, I'll take my money. And then I was like, and then I looked at it, I'm like, what the heck am I doing, dude? Like, I'm spending money that, like, I shouldn't have done that. Like, this is ridiculous.
I will say, like, doing those little things, like, especially if you're drinking and you start going on your little game and you're like, there's been times I've came home and I'm like, I'm gonna play my little game, and I'm like, it's $2, it's fine.
Yeah, dude,
it adds up.
It's a slippery slope, dude. I remember. So right now I was playing the Pokemon trading card game on my phone, and I play it every day, and I've gone like 1,000 cards, something like that, crazy. And I haven't spent any money. And one time, dude, I looked, and the way that they set it up was so enticing. And like you said, I had a little drink, little drinky poo, like you and the gal friends say. And I was feeling it. I was feeling good. And I looked, and I was like, "This sounds good, dude. I want to open up another pack." And I told, you know what happened? I told the wife. That was probably the mistake, but also like a godsend in a way. Because I told her, I was like, I don't want to buy this pack. And I looked at her and she's like, you better not.
Oh, okay. That's good. Thank goodness.
And so I was like, oh, okay. And so there you go.
Shout out.
Shout out to my my wife. There you go.
All right.
And what about your?
Oh,
Hey, let's get
oh,
to who you're here to listen to. Now, Lex, please tell the people what you've been playing. And
oh.
I'm excited
Thank
to
you.
hear this. I've been watching
Yeah.
on
So
Discord.
last week I had my meltdown on Skull and Bones, and I was on the YouTube channel. He messed up. No, I'm kidding. The video. I'm oh, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
So
I remember I made the thumbnail for you one
I know.
time.
I still have
He's
it somewhere.
caught.
He's gone. No, so I did I had my little meltdown. So I've not gone back. And actually, a friend of the channel, Caesar, he said he made a comment on our last video about that, but I didn't see it. So Caesar, if you're listening, resend it. I don't know what happened to your comment. It didn't come up. Did you press send? I don't know. But anyway, so I have not gone back. So I've been still playing Grand Theft Auto 4. Dude, I am loving it. And for some reason, the delay of Grand Theft Auto 5, 6, I'm sorry, got me like more excited to play the fourth one. I don't know why. I'm like, all right, now I can just spend my time in here, even though I had plenty of time anyway. But I was just like, heck yeah. So dude, I'm having a great time with it. It's a lot of fun. I think I'm on Act 2. I think there's like 4 or 5 acts. It's a lot of fun. The shooting is it's a little wonky though. It's strange. I don't know if it's the Asus that I'm playing on, but like every time, like it's kind of it's slow reacting. I don't know. It's weird. There's like a certain way I have to shoot sometimes. Maybe it's the gun that I'm using. I'm
Are
not
we
too
talking
100%.
which GTA? Was it 4 or 5?
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Four, 4.
Yeah, that I'm still playing. But yeah, it's been strange. I don't know what it is. Um, like when I aim on someone, it takes me a minute. It's weird, but yeah, dude, it's been fun. The story is great. Nico Bellic is a great character, but it's so funny though. You'll like literally, like you see those memes and stuff about like that. Oh, I don't know if you still see them, but like I remember seeing these memes and people are like, when I'm doing a mission and Roman calls me to go bowling, and it's so funny because it happens pretty often. Like people will call you throughout things, and like if you're on a mission, he'll be like, "Hey, I'm doing something. Like I'll call you back later," and but they're always like Roman goes, cousin, let's go to the strip club. I want to see some titties. Or then he'll call me again, like, let's get drunk. And there's this one guy, he's a Jamaican dude, but God, it's written so funny. He's all, I'm about to get about to get it. And you cannot understand him. Like they make the accent so heavy. It's pretty hilarious. But dude, the characters are great. Like I'm having a great time. I just met what's his name? Patchy Packy. Do you remember that? He was like a little Irish guy that helps you on heists. Gosh, I wish I could
Man,
remember
I
her name,
don't
but
recall. I'll look it up
yeah,
right now, but continue.
yeah, I remember liking his character. But dude, yeah, I'm having a great time with it. So I'm still grinding away on that game. I will definitely finish it. I have not gone back to Shadows. I'm really just feeling Grand Theft Auto 4 right now. But we're able to find it before I move on to the next thing.
I think his name is Patchy. I looked it up right now. It says Irish. Look up the Irish Patchy.
Oh my god, I
Oh,
think it's Patrick McGreary. Patrick McGreary is his name.
Oh, okay. There
That's
you
his name.
go.
Yeah, I remember him being a sweet
I just
character
found it.
in that game, and I think he goes on heists with you and stuff. But there's also a character named Brucey. I don't know if you remember this character, but he's like a super juiced up dude. He's all and he's like super crazy, and he's like punches walls. He's always doing pushes. Oh, he's like Nico, you're the bro. Like, dude, it's so funny.
Nah,
Nico
man.
just like,
Well, I've
dude,
actually not played that
relax.
game, dude.
You never
I've
played the
got
fourth one?
no, I never finished
Really?
it. That was the one I skipped when I was playing a lot of Call of Duty at the time. So I just never. I
Dude,
bought it. And I never finished it. I bought it like 3 times, to be honest with you.
There he goes again.
Yeah,
There he goes again.
hey, well, victim of circumstance. I bought a PS3, bought it Xbox 360, and then I bought it again on PC.
But you've played the DLC, no? Didn't you play the Ballad of Gay Tony?
I did. Yeah.
So that's funny that you did that. But I mean, they're shorter. Obviously, they're shorter
Yeah,
stories.
it
But
was a
dude,
little different.
I'd recommend it. Like I mentioned last week, that one is considered one of the better ones, like Grand Theft Auto 4, like
Definitely.
story wise and everything. It's a great game. So, dude, play it. But the next game
Yeah.
that I'm playing, because in honor of Star Wars, I've gone back to Fortnite. I have not played in a couple months. What's up?
I thought you were gonna, and because I'm playing Star Wars, like it sounded like you.
My girlfriend. But yeah. Now you're oh yes, Fortnite. So I went back to Fortnite because Star Wars season has started. It's full force. I like that one. Bought the battle pass, and I've been playing it, dude. It is fun. It's full Star Wars everything. Everything's blasters. You got lightsabers. You can fly TIE fighters and X-wings, and it's
Dude,
super fun.
How's that? How is that? I haven't tried it.
They don't control the best, at least for me. I don't know if it's because I'm on my keyboard, but yeah, I wish they added like a barrel roll to it. But it's kind of fun because like I'll see like they're gonna nerf it soon for sure because dude, when I attack people with it, it kills them pretty quick. Like if you're but if you're shooting someone, you risk like crashing, and that's happened a bunch of times. But the detail's great. Like there's like little mountains where like AT-ATs are like falling over, and you can see them, and you can the first order base looks pretty dope as well. They did a really good job, dude. And there's a little Tatooine type area that and the sand crawler you can go in to investigate. It's really cool, man. I hope you play it soon. Um, this is definitely one I'm gonna grind out. I mean, I used to play Fortnite a lot more, but then I kind of stopped because I just got bored of it. But now this has brought me back, my friend, and
Yeah.
I am excited for the fourth. You know what I mean? To be with you. I want that Palpatine. I want power. So you do get a force power with electricity, and I did that to someone, and dude, it messed them up so bad. I'm like, they're gonna nerf this
That's
pretty
awesome.
soon. You know how it
I
always
don't
is
know.
with
The weapons
Fortnite.
are pretty. The weapons are pretty strong right now.
They're
Like the
really strong,
sniper,
especially
they're nasty.
the
Yeah.
long range blasters, dude. They're really good.
Yeah, they hit. The sniper is probably one of my favorites, but I did play it. I haven't gotten into a TIE fighter and or used any of the new powers that they're using. I
Mhm.
did get a lightsaber. The lightsabers aren't as cool at the moment, or maybe they fixed it now
Yeah.
because I haven't gotten the next update that they did. I know they added stuff, right? The Force and all that you were talking about. So when I was playing it, it wasn't on there, at least from my experience, and I played a few games. But yeah, man, that game it's fun, dude. I'm having a good time. I definitely am with you. I want to grind it out a little bit more. I kind of wish I had friends that played, but they all either don't like it or they play really late at night, like around
Yeah.
10:30.
I
You
don't have a
know?
lot of options as well. I mean, me and you are on opposite time zones, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Maybe one time I'll set some time for you, dude. Don't worry about it.
No,
I'll do
like
my best.
I'm not worried. I'm
Uh,
not worried.
no, but
I'm
yeah,
not gonna hold my breath.
I have a friend. I mean, my I one time, the last time I played with my friend Mikey Splitsfield, dude, friend
Those
of the channel,
splits.
Mikey. He one time I go, hey, let's play some Fortnite. He's all, I haven't played in a long time, and just never said anything after that. I was like, okay. And I told him
So
recently, and he
was
just
that a
started laughing.
yes?
He's all, I'm sorry. I'm all, was that a no? And he's all, yeah, sorry. He's all, but I'm downloaded for the Star Wars stuff, but I haven't hit him
Oh,
up. He
so
doesn't
he
play it though.
deleted it. That's probably why. Yeah.
Maybe, but yeah, it was just
I
funny. But I was like, update it, let's play. But yeah, I gotta.
yeah.
It's hard because everyone has their games, and I get it, bro. I mean, I don't mind running a solo, and like my uncles play as well, but again, they don't play till late, and I usually don't.
You're
So
asleep. Yeah. I
I'm
had a
actually sleeping. Yeah.
friend of the channel, Kyle Golden Doodle. I had asked him if he could play a little Fortnite with me, and then he said, and I quote, "F that game." He said like
I
that.
remember asking him a long time ago too. I'm like, do you play? And he's like, yeah, I think he said the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, he has that reaction, but I think I had him download it for me because we do this thing where I've told you about this, where
Mhm.
like he chooses the game he wants to play for the week or the day or something like that, and I'll play with him, and I'll choose like, what do you want to play? And I'm like, can we play this? And he'll do it. Like he's like, like that's how it is, right? And
Yeah,
so I told
exactly.
him
It's supposed
download
to be.
Fortnite. I got also Caesar, another guy, not Caesar, the one that commented, but a different
Oh,
Caesar.
yes, yes, sir.
CC. We'll call him CC. He
Okay.
just got a new build PC, so I told him to download Fortnite. So I'm gonna probably play Fortnite with him tonight, most
Okay,
likely,
okay.
unless I grind a little Valhalla. I don't know. We shall see, my friend Lex. Now, Lex, are there any other games that you're playing right now?
That is it, my friend. So I would love to go ahead and jump into our main topic here.
Please. Oh
We're
my gosh, dude!
talking.
Yoda just moved. He's all.
He's he's all
Now,
crazy in
now I
Empire
don't
Strikes
know.
Back.
We'll get into this, but do you remember Jedi Power Battles, the game on the PS1?
I never played it.
Oh my god, that's terrible. So when you would get a little upgrade, I've told
I
you
bought
about
it
this
three
a long
times.
time ago.
Uh-huh.
You yeah, I know, just once. When you would get an upgrade, Yoda's voice would come out and it'd go. It was like
You told me about it.
when you would get like health or something like that, dude. I swear, look this up, Jedi Power Battles, and it's Yoda, and he would go.
That's
But
awesome.
continue.
I mean, in Fortnite, you can have your little Yoda as your back, and he's always going.
No, I love that, dude.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're talking Star Wars games here. May the Fourth be with you. Before we jump into it, let's just talk a little bit about our personal history with Star Wars and what we love about it. I remember seeing. I don't know who introduced me to the old ones. I think it was probably my dad. Um, I remember watching those and really enjoying them, and I think my brother and I would watch them multiple times. We'd always quote them as well. And then when the prequels came out, I remember my dad took us to go see Phantom Menace, and then I got a little older and was able to see Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith on my own in theaters. And I just remember that feeling for every time because those movies, nothing had came out since like the 80s or whatever. I think that's when the Return of the Jedi was the last one to come out. Um, and I remember being in that theater, and as soon as A Long Time Ago in a Galaxy Far, Far Away would come up, everyone would just go nuts. And dude, that feeling was so great. I mean, we get that feeling so far in between now. I think Endgame might be the last. You get those big cheery Spider-Man, whichever one, Far From Homies. Um, but dude, I mean, I've always loved the franchise. I'm not a big fan of the newest ones. I think I kind of fell off Star Wars. I think I'm in a bubble where I'm like, I don't like the new stuff that much. So I'm like, I'm just not even watching most of it because I just want to stay where I'm comfortable, you know what I mean? Where I love, and I don't want to get it tainted anymore. It's kind of like the Marvel stuff, right? They keep going, and you're just like, okay, I've kind of seen enough. And with Star Wars, it's like they're milking it, right? They keep milking the cow. But I hear Andor's second season is amazing, so that's one I need to check out as well. I mean, I tried the Boba Fett one, obviously that was just not good. Mando was fine, like the first season, but anyway, we're not talking about the show. Sorry, I mean we kind of are, but um, love him. And obviously, I met Ernie, and I don't even know how we found out we love Star Wars together. I mean, I met you through someone I dated, and gosh, maybe we just started talking, and then maybe I don't know. Who knows how it started? But anyway, what is your little history there, Ernie? Let's tell me before
Man,
you.
that's true, huh? How did we find out that we started loving Star Wars? That had to have been well, we're gonna have to go back on that one because I don't remember how our love for Star Wars, because there was a point where we just really got heavily like invested in discussing Star Wars. Do you recall this? We had
Yeah, I
like
think.
we had a
Sorry,
really deep conversation about it, and I think there was a point where we got to the point where we wanted to get our significant other a way to have them watch all the movies. Do you remember this? Like,
yeah, I think so. I think so.
yeah. But
I
continue. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I think we probably just got into gaming more before,
Yeah,
and then Star Wars just
most
somehow
likely.
evolved from it. I think there's, but go ahead. Yeah, let's talk about your history a little bit here, please.
Yeah. So, I think I'm with you. So I remember as a young lad, I believe if it might have been my oldest brother or my dad. He used to get movies from, I don't know what was our fascination with this, but our family used to
Bootlegs.
have a VCR.
Mhm.
Now, kids, if you guys don't know what a VCR is, big old cassette tape thing.
Right, it's a
that would-
microwave for videos. Yeah.
yeah, for videos, and it would record. And so when the Star Wars movie would come out on the TV, I think he recorded it. And so we had a copy of it like that from the TV version.
Yeah.
And so we would watch A New Hope, and I think Empire Strikes Back we also had as well. If I remember correctly, this is a long time ago. And so I think
In a
my
galaxy far away. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was either my father or my oldest brothers. They usually dictated a lot of the media that I would watch as a kid. And my love for it just kind of grew from them. I mean, watching it every day, talking about like all these silly, theories about like the characters and stuff. Because at the point we only had like what, had New Hope and all that stuff before we got gone Phantom Menace. I was like 9 maybe when Phantom
Mhm.
Menace came out. I something like that.
Yeah, me too when it came out.
And so we had, it was
It
funny.
came out in like
'cause-
2000s.
Yeah, something
Sorry.
like that. Might have been 10 maybe.
1999.
1999. So I was 9 years old. Yeah,
Yeah, I was 7.
that's wild. Yeah.
You
So
like
yeah, so
younger,
we.
you like younger boys than me.
I
Sorry.
do. Well, that's whoa.
Younger men.
Yeah,
Sorry.
oh, jeez, Louise, dude.
I didn't like that. I didn't mean like that. I
I
promise.
don't like that. Yeah, no, you're good. So I watched the movie, enjoyed them, loved everything about them. My brothers and I like kind of bonded between them. At some point, when Phantom Menace, kind of Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith came out, we all got deeply invested. And I think I was telling you, we would get brooms, and we got this like tape. So it was like painter's tape. So it was like green or blue, and we would wrap the broom that we would get from the 99-cent store, and we would reherce the Revenge of the Sith fight or
That's
the
awesome.
Darth Maul Phantom Menace big
Mhm.
stick, and then
Mhm.
we'd have a video camera and we recorded it. There's videos of my brother and I doing the scenes, and we'd be all sweaty, going like drinking water, like because we were
That
we
is
were
awesome.
trying to. I know, dude. Imagine that came out on YouTube, would have been famous.
Hey,
Like
dude,
that.
famous, dude. Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
dude. That's awesome,
But
dude. Yeah.
it was silly.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool to see those in theaters and experience those in theaters. Um, I mean, I just remember too, like obviously, we see now with the fandom, as I say, people on social media just trash it. But I remember at the time, because we didn't have social media, when these movies came out, and I remember just hearing it from people. I think my brother had a friend who was super into it as well. And I remember when Attack of the Clones came out, they're Attack of the Clones. What a stupid name. They're all like fighting with their little friend. Like, it was just funny. And I'm like, you can just smell the BO off them and everything. And they're just like getting mad at each other. What a
You
dumb
could
name,
see
what is
the
it?
BO, like the little
Exactly.
lines,
And yeah, I was like
like
a big old
GameStop
thing.
workers.
And I was just like, yeah, I was impressionable as a young kid. I was like, yeah, I get you. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm like, what does that mean? I didn't know because I wasn't reading like anything on it. I was just watching the
Yeah.
movies, but
I mean, there was
um,
threads and things online that we could get into, but we didn't do that as kids. I
yeah.
remember hearing a lot of word of mouth. A lot of the circle around me loved what was coming out, and like you said, I was impressionable as well. I remember just being. I think I'm still am. I'm very easily like entertained, I guess. And even when those came out, I was always like, man, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Because we hadn't gotten anything like that, or at least I don't remember getting anything like that as a
Mhm.
kid. And having older brothers definitely helped. Kind of like my sort of journey with Star Wars. And it's crazy because we're just talking the movies, right? And obviously the
Mhm.
movies are a big part of the Star Wars, but in between all that, there was these games that would come out.
Mhm.
And man, the amount of games that we've played having to do with Star Wars is crazy.
There's so many out there, and obviously we're not going to get to everything. We're just going to kind of name, a few here and there, and mostly ones we've played. Definitely, yeah. But I think the very first one I played was on the SNES, was the Super Star Wars game, and I think we talked about it a few
Yeah,
episodes ago.
same.
And it was it was like the hardest thing. I don't think I ever got past like the second level. It was just like impossible. But again, I think we kind of talked about it. Maybe they wanted people to rent it more or whatever. And dude, it's crazy, but like it's such a like a big part of like the history because that's where it started. That's like I said, the first game I played. And dude, what a game. I mean, I think I had rebought it a couple years ago and I tried to play it. I was like, this is still tough and I'm older. I still can't do this. It was crazy. But dude, yeah. I You have Star Wars Arcade here. I don't think I played the vector graphics one. I did. Did you play this one?
I played that one. I don't
Let me
remember
look
where
it
I
up.
played it, but I did play this. You should look it up. I'm actually gonna. I was gonna post it up, but
Because I
it's
think
gonna
the
be a
arcade one
whole.
I'm referring to more is the one I
Yeah.
played at like a Chuck E. Cheese. And I remember
Oh
trying to
no,
beat.
this one I played emulated.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah. I
I was
played this
thinking an
one
actual
emulated.
arcade.
No, no, I don't think I did. Yeah, I played this one emulated. There was a time where I went back and kind of like was playing like random games that I used to play when I was younger, and that was one of them. One of the ones I tried. I also tried Super Star Wars. I didn't
Hmm.
try the one that was for the re-release on PlayStation that you gotten. I had gotten like the original,
I mean, it
and
was the
like you
same. It
said,
wasn't.
it's a tough game. I played that game.
Mhm.
It's the same game. It's just it's hard, and it's like so funny because at the time, like the way that is presented to you as a kid looks awesome, and I think
Yes.
it still holds up. Like it still holds up in terms of the way it looks, but not
Mhm.
the way it plays. Honestly, it's interesting.
No, yeah, so I didn't play that, but, yeah, I did play. I don't know if you have it later on here, but the arcade, I did play at the like, a Chuck E. Cheese, and I remember trying to beat that. That was hard as well. I think I'd always get to Vader to fight him, and I'd always lose. I did never knew how to fight with a lightsaber, but, like, you can do the planets, you can do Endor, you can do, the what's it called? The Death Star race, and there was one more, and I can't remember what it was. Um, but dude, it was such a great game. But
Was it
you
one of
have
them where you said the Andor one?
yeah, this is the one where you're, at an arcade for, like, Chuck E. Cheese when you're actually in, like, a little
Hmm.
spaceship. I don't know if you remember these,
I do recall this, yeah. And then
but yeah,
yeah, I think was it one year at Endor, right?
there's one that's Endor. You have 3 stories you can
And
choose
then
from. There's
Hoth,
Endor, yeah, Hoth, and then the other one was the Death Star,
the
where
Death
you try
Star,
to
yeah.
get and then if you missed it, he's like, "Use the Force," and you miss, and it's like, "You missed!" And then it pretty
Yeah,
much
I
ends.
don't remember
And it
that.
was so
That's
hard. You're trying
awesome.
to get in this little thing. You're like,
Who
"Ah!"
says you missed? Is it Jeff Porkins?
No, I don't know who you play as.
Oh
Jeff Porkins.
man,
God bless him. God bless him. But
hey
dude, also,
guys,
I mean, this is different. But the arcade, you're talking about the Pod Racer, Star Wars Episode One Racer. And I remember that was really cool. And me and Ernie were talking about this. How like, why doesn't Disneyland have a pod racing type ride? We're not talking
yeah.
about rides because obviously we're disappointed with Haku, or what is it? Haku? It is Haku.
Jakku.
Jakku. But yeah, dude, Star Wars Racer, but in the pod racer, it was fun. I remember playing the NES, the N64 one as well. It was basically like a kart racer, kind of right, like but like Star
Yeah.
Wars style.
Do you remember that they did a second one where you could play as Anakin from Attack of the Clones,
Oh, did
and it
really?
was on PS2, I believe, and it
Mhm.
ran a lot better, and it was a really solid game. But for whatever reason, no one really talks about that. I think the 64 one is like the more popular one. And
Mm.
dude, what a great game. We had a lot of fun, dude. And I remember the commentators is like the two twins,
Yeah.
and one of them he'd go a new lap record. I don't know if you remember this. And then he would go into the shops to buy stuff, and the pit droids are right there. Remember
Yeah,
this?
what's Sebulba? He was an option to play as,
I
right?
think he's in there. Yeah,
Jessica Sebulba, he's a Dooku. He gets all bad. I don't know what he says, but
yeah.
Dude, great game. I wish they would like revamp those games so we can play those again because those are fun. Because they've done the Squadron series, what we're going to talk about right now. But dude, I think that on the first Phantom Menace, I mean, obviously at the first time, I remember being like, oh, that was okay. But now that I think about it, it was like a good time. And I think that pod racing scene is a great time.
Yeah.
You can feel the tension of Watto, dude. His slave is on the line.
Yeah.
There he is, dude. His mother.
Oh my god, no way! I didn't know. I forgot you had that.
And then you got a little Jar
Go
Jar
see
here.
it. Yeah.
Fucking Jar Jar.
Jar Jar. Dude, I saw these at Disneyland. They're selling when I went to Star Wars night. They had hats that were Jar Jar Binks, and they had the
Ju-
big floppy ears.
You know, justice for Jar Jar, bro. Justice for Jar Jar.
Yeah.
I think that actor got, again, it's always the actor people go, which is dumb. If you're doing this, don't do this. Don't go after the actor who portrays these characters. You don't hate them. You hate the person that wrote these characters, right? I mean, you shouldn't go after them anyway, but that's just anyway. Different podcast for another time. Channel, I'm sorry, YouTube. But let's talk about the Squadron series, dude. I didn't play this one too much. This was N64 and GameCube, and I know they came out with one on the PlayStation recently, or just consoles recently. And I remember trying the new one, and I remember I couldn't handle it, dude. I would get so dizzy. I was playing it, I'd just be spinning. I was like Vader in New Hope when he's spinning. He's like, oh, that was me, dude. I don't know if you have too much. I would love to get into this series because it looks really fun. It's just basically ship battles. But dude, did you play this?
I've tried it. I was never a big fan of this. I'm never. Man, honestly, I've never been a big fan of like flying in Star Wars land, like doing things in Star Wars and flying. I'd always want to be a Jedi. You know what I mean? Like always on the ground. That was like my thing for Star Wars games. But I did try this. Like I think my brother, God bless his soul, he bought us Jedi Starfighter. Do you recall this game? It has like Mace Windu in the front cover as well.
Yes, I do.
Very similar to this a little bit,
And
but it's like
name? Rick something. What's that guy's name? You know what I'm talking about? The guy from the first one.
Man, the first one.
I'll look at it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna look it up right now. But yeah, so yeah, I've played a little bit of it, but I never really got into like the full release of like full finishing. Oh, Count Dooku's in the cover. Yeah, that's who it is. That's the one. But yeah, no, yeah, this came out on PlayStation 2 like freaking 2002. It's crazy, dude. Going back and looking at this, but yeah, I wasn't really a big
his name was Rick O'Lee. He was in the first one. You don't remember this guy?
Rick?
He was just one of the Naboo forces in the first one. And I remember having a pog of him that I got from Burger King. And
Rick O'Lee, and then he's from Star Wars?
Phantom Menace, only from Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. Nothing comes up.
It's RICOLIE. You got that. OLIE.
You've told me about this guy. Oh my gosh! Yes, dude. Dude, that guy's awesome. And his hairline, dude. True, the true Star Wars man, dude. Right here,
dude. You know, and I have a quick story.
It says personal traits. Ollie is a naturally gifted pilot and could pilot a craft of Naboo, dude.
So I remember. I don't know if you remember this. So there's things called Pogs back in the day. Everyone, there's like these little these dumb little things. And I remember, I think Burger King, when Burger King and like fast food used to be cool, they'd have like when they had tie-ins with stuff, it was like actually legit. Sometimes you get a watch. I remember for Pokemon, I got like a gold plate and like dude, cool stuff. And I think for Star Wars, did the same thing. I mean, Pogs wasn't that great, but at the time they were. And I remember I had the Pog of Rick O'Lee, and I was playing with him. I was a kid. I'm playing with this Pog, and I remember we went to church. My dad, and my brother. And I'm playing, and I drop my little Rick O'Lee, and he falls on top of a vent, and he's tipped over. I'm like, oh my gosh, my Rick! And like I can't reach him, so we asked the people in front of us, hey, can you grab that for us? Oh, sure. As soon as they go to grab it, they barely touch it. It goes, when it flies goes into the vent. He was gone. Dude. Rick is gone forever, dude. I was so bummed. I was like, no. So
Rick O'Lee's gone, dude. That's so sad.
He's probably still in there, dude. He's probably still in there.
Honestly, right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're not just listening. There's a browser, and you can see Rick O'Lee in the background. Solid man. Look at him. Sweet hair.
I don't know. I was thinking that was he was on the cover of the Starfighter game, but I don't think he was. That's how I got to this little rant.
This part is sweet when he's talking to Anakin. I don't know if you recall that.
I do. Yeah, he's like he's in it for a majority of the movie. He's like a pretty
Yeah,
big part
definitely.
in Phantom Menace that you just never see him again. I don't know if he died. I don't think he did. He just never came back. Um, he was sweet. He was sweet. I've got a little blast from the past for you, dude. But speaking of
Look at
blast from
him.
the past, dude, let's.
Can you see it?
See, he looks like Bill Murray, dude. Uh, he kind of looks creepy in that picture, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what he tells because he asks him, he's like, "Oh, something, something," and then
Yeah, he's.
he goes,
Mhm.
"Yes, son," or he says something like, whatever at the time.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on here. So, dude, this one when you put up, this is a blast from the past. The Star Wars movie tie-in games. Now,
Mm.
everyone, if you didn't grow up playing these games, there was. I don't remember the Phantom Menace as well. I don't think I really played it. Did you play the Phantom Menace
I
tie-in?
did not. That's the one I didn't play, but I did want to mention it because it was part of
Yeah, I
the
don't think it was
games.
as received well as like, well, Phantom. I mean, Revenge of the Sith. I think was the best one out of those, obviously. But also Attack of the Clones. I remember playing Attack of the Clones, but I just remember Revenge of the Sith specifically, and I remember it being praised very well. So back in the day, everyone, and if you some people that might be listening might be a little too young for this. We used to have a lot more licensed movie tie-in games, and when these games came out, they were very big in putting actual scenes from the movie within. So I remember Revenge of the I think Revenge of the Sith was one of the ones that came out before the movie. So you could basically know what happens in the movie before the movie even came out. There was also an alternative ending in the game. In the game, if you lose, because I think you can play as Obi-Wan or Anakin, right? I think, or whoever you play as,
In which
or
one? In which game again, sir?
in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can play as Anakin and Obi Wan.
So at the end of the game, yeah, if you whoever you play as, there's an alternate ending where you can kill Obi-Wan, and then Palpatine goes, "Good, my apprentice," and he ends up killing Palpatine and just to take over the whole thing, and it's
Yeah,
pretty sweet. And it's
and
and
that's
that little
probably one of the coolest moments, honestly, in a game.
yeah, that clip came up recently too. I remember I was watching it the other day. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is awesome!" Because I remember loving the Revenge of the Sith game, and yeah, like you mentioned very fun lightsaber combat. Um, just a blast, just great game. We don't get these kind of games anymore, dude, and I don't like it. What
Yeah.
do you think?
No,
we
I agree with you. I mean, it's a different time with gaming. I know we're in such a different time to like the way the games are coming out and stuff. It's like it's either they spend a lot of money playing these games, or I mean, making games, or they either freaking they make like some AAA game. There is no middle of the ground most games anymore that they do are license. Licensing is so hard to get now, right?
No,
For
of
most
course,
games.
yeah. And dude,
But
and everyone, you don't see this, but Ernie's buying Jedi Power Battles right now.
right now, yeah, no,
Are you really
it's
buying
funny.
it?
I'm not. It's $20 on Steam right now. I was looking
It
at
might
it,
be
but
on CD.
what's funny is I have a confession. I lied. I made a mistake. So I
Okay.
have played the Phantom Menace game. I have played that
Oh,
game.
okay. Okay.
I've
It's
also
fine. Hey,
played
it's fine.
Jedi Power Battles. I thought it was the same game. We played them both, dude. This game is awesome. I want to say that Jedi Power Battles is the one that still does that noise with the Yoda, though. I have to double check on that.
Yeah, please. If you
But
find that, dude, send it to me because I have a thing ready to watch after this episode's over, so I can listen and see if I can find that clip.
no, it'll be right in the beginning. Like literally, watch the beginning
Yeah.
of the gameplay, and it'll do that. But yeah, it's interesting because like I think one of the best movie tie-in games has nothing to do with Star Wars is the Wolverine game, the one for the movie. I think that's a
Mhm.
fantastic game, and if you guys have not played it, it's really great.
The King
But
Kong one
yeah,
was really good as well.
I never got to
Yeah,
play that one, so I don't know. I remember
that
you
was
always talking about it.
that
But
was
yeah,
good.
dude, yeah, I miss having these things. I think truly Revenge of the Sith was one of I know we'll get into it at the end, but I guess I'll just say it now
Well,
because
mhm,
kind of hard not to mention it because
please.
one of the wrap up things is what's our favorite Star Wars game of all time, and I think truly it's Revenge of the Sith. That's the one I replayed the most. Like I
Wow.
remember going back and playing it once, and then
Mhm.
going back and playing it a second time, and then going back and playing it a third time because I enjoyed the way that the setup for Anakin still being alive and becoming the Sith Lord. Like he
Yeah.
became Palpatine basically, and it was cool because I don't know if so in my head from what I recall it's Hayden Christensen. I'm not saying his name correctly, but
No, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
yeah, and so I don't know if it's his voicing.
I think it is. I'm pretty
It
sure.
is. See that's awesome, bro. I remember being like, wow, dude, this is fun.
'Cause they did that
I
with
can't.
Spider-Man as well, like, it was Tobey Maguire, and, like,
No
you see
way.
those
That's
clips and that they're
crazy.
really they're not the best, they sound so funny too. Dude,
Yeah.
let me just ask you this, let's take a quick little middle question here. If a movie now within the past 2, 3 years, what movie would you like to see become a video game? I can tell you one for myself right now. I
Probably
think
John Wick.
okay. Okay. Yeah. You could play, like, Stranglehold, something like that, right? Similar to
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Something very similar to that kind of style of game. I know we got John Hex or John Wick Hex or something like it, which is like a different style of game, but
Uh,
I mean like straight up like third person something, with John Wick running around doing stuff. I know I have him
yeah.
in Fortnite, but that's different.
Yeah, I would say Wicked. No, I'm kidding. No, I would say,
He's not.
Sinners, dude. I was telling you recently, I think I you like that one? How you like that?
I do. He's like wicked, and he's like, and also,
Uh, no, dude, I would
he's all while he's all while he's all while we're at it. What about freaking what's that movie that just came out? We saw. Oh my god, I can't think of the movie. Oh my god, it's in my head. Go ahead, continue. I'll tell you
Minecraft.
after I look it up.
Yeah, I would say Sinners, dude. Sinners, I
No, no,
did
no.
think would definitely be a I was telling you, I would love a video game of this. That's what I was saying, like, oh, South of Midnight kinda gives that vibe, but not the exact
Yeah,
vibe I want. I want like a rock star, the Red Dead Redemption type Sinners. Um, but anyway, that's
oh,
a
that's the one I
quick
was talking about. Sorry, I was gonna say because we talked about it. You hadn't seen it, Baby Girl.
yeah,
That's what I was thinking about. I was like, what's that movie we
a
just saw?
simple
But it's not you.
favor.
Simple with her hat getting
With the
bigger.
hat, it gets bigger
Yeah,
and
yeah,
bigger. Like that scary movie.
yeah.
Uh,
Scary movie. Yeah.
uh, people listening, dude. Honestly, if this is a question for you, I want to throw it to you guys. If there is a movie
Throw
that
it.
you love, can you please in the comments let us know a movie that you would love to play as a game now, uh, within the few last years or whatever. Please, we would love to hear it. Let's go ahead and continue on. I think games that really shook up the Star Wars genre. And I don't remember if this came out before Revenge of the Sith or not, but the Battlefront series, dude, Battlefront 1 and 2. And I'm not talking about the Dice reboot yet. Let's talk about the originals. The original Battlefront series was just large scale multiplayer battles, and that actually had space battles as well. I think the second one introduced space battles, and I thought it was great. Dude, these games were fantastic. I remember playing these. I think honestly, if I was going to tell you my favorites, these would probably be up there for sure. But it's so hard to narrow down a favorite because I love so many of these Star Wars games. But dude, these games were amazing. Was there an Obi-Wan game? Sorry, I just saw that real quick. That is
No,
an
yeah,
Obi-Wan
you're
video
good.
game.
I'll set you up. Yeah, I'll set you up
Uh,
on that right now.
but yeah, dude, no, yeah, dude. I Battlefront 1 and 2, if you have not played those original ones, I think they released them recently, but like and the reboots are fine. The first one was good, and I tried to play the second one. I had something about it. I just couldn't get into it. It just didn't have that magic. It looks great. It looks awesome, but it just didn't have that magic. But yeah, dude, please set me up. What are you gonna set me up with here?
Yeah. So when I mean, we'll get, let me finish the thing with Battlefront first. So yeah, the Battlefront games are awesome. I think they did a great job making it look like you're part of the Star Wars war because you'll be like a droid and you're just shooting and it looks so pretty too. I think Star Wars
Mhm.
Battlefront 2 looks really gorgeous. I'm not sure why that game didn't do well. I think it still plays really darn
The
well.
new one or the old one?
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
the
the
new
new
one.
one, the new Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, the brand new one. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really really pretty.
it
And it
is.
plays. It's a lot of fun. But I think it had something to do with microtransaction at some point. But
Mm.
yeah, it's cool. It was great games. I mean, I played the original Battlefronts, the one for the what was it, PS2, right? When that came
PS2.
out,
Mhm.
yeah, PS2, and they were fun, dude. I had a great time, but I don't recall really getting into them as much as others did. A lot of people love those games.
Oh yeah, I remember playing those a crud load, a crap load, as they say, dude. They're a blast. They definitely were. And again, I tried to give the second new one a chance, but I don't know what it was. It just wasn't hitting, dude. It wasn't something about it. It just made me sad. Um, but yeah, dude, I want to talk about this next one too. I think this actually might be the favorite. I know I'm probably gonna say that a bunch of games. The Force Unleashed series. I remember when this first got released and was a first of preview. So you play as a Mr. Starkiller, I think his name's Lady Starkiller or something like that. I forget his name. But dude, these games, and I remember you can pull down like you can use the Force. This is like the first time I really saw. I mean, obviously, Revenge of the Sith had this as well, but like this game was really like using the capabilities of lightsabers and your Force powers. And dude, it was such a good game. It was such a like a something so fresh. It felt like to me. I don't know how it felt for you, but Dude, I think these I would love to replay these games. I think if they would, remake these games, I would love to replay them. I would definitely do it. Even if they don't, I would still try them. I don't know. You're looking on Steam right now. How much is it costing you, dude? How much is gonna put a hole in the pocket? That's right. Mm. Little brother. Yeah. I think I put it on Xbox for myself. Yeah. Dude, I think I might get, dude. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of thinking about it, dude. Cheap too. No, yeah, it is way cheaper on there, but I'm trying to gatekeep it, dude. Don't tell anybody. I'm just kidding. I know, I'm kidding. I think so. Uh-huh. I don't. Yeah, I remember them showing, I think, the promo when he's, like, pulling and, like, it happens in the game where he's pulling down the Star Destroyer, right? Which I thought is pretty sweet. Dude, great game, dude. That's this episode, honestly, dude, I'm gonna tell you a little something. This episode's dangerous because I'm looking at these lists and I'm like, dude, I want these games. And if they had the Revenge of the Sith game like available, I would buy it right now, dude, because I want to play it. Maybe it's somewhere out there. I don't know. Let us know if you all know. Let us know, dude. Let some. Yeah, it's all right. Oh, Coyote Renzies. All right. Yes, please, because I'm curious about this one. I want to know. Ian McGregor. Yeah. Ewan McGregor. Ian McGregor. So what? I mean, what was the story of this game? It's just like his life or what? He's oh, this is before Phantom Menace because the hair. You can tell by the hair. Was that Plo Koon? What's that guy's name? The Plo Katan? What's that guy? Damn, did he fight him too? What is this? The Order 66? Um, mm, movie Star Wars. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, but speaking of a game, if we're talking trying to be, related. We're talking the next game on my list. I don't know if you played this, and I don't think you said you did, but Star Wars Bounty Hunter. Basically, you played as Jango Fett after he was introduced in Attack the Clones. He became a favorite, I think. No, it was interesting. Yeah, is it just the second one? He became a fan favorite. Um, because it's the Fett, dude. You love a good Fett, man. I heard you like the kid version of Boba Fett, though. He goes fire.
Wow.
uh, dude, I don't know if you played this game, but this game was tough. I never beat it. I don't think I ever got past like the first 2 hours, bro. It was like it was tough. But it
I've
was
never
cool,
played
dude.
this game, bro.
And they
Never.
like came out with it again on PlayStation for PlayStation 5. I don't think it was like a re-release. It was like a somewhat of a little remaster. Um, and I think I don't know if it was free, but I don't know where if I had got it or not. I don't think I did. But I would love to give it a try because I remember playing it and I just could not do it. And I think it was one of those games I rented multiple times. I never
Yeah.
owned it. I rented it. And it was one of those things where I couldn't do it. I couldn't finish it. And it was the same actor who played Boba Fett, Timora Morrison, I believe his name is. Um, sweet dude. He's all, "Oi, oi, oi, oi." I don't know why I made him sound like that.
La
Oi, oi,
Baba. What does he say? Baba.
Baba, fire. I'm just kidding. Yeah, dude. I would love to try it again. Honestly, I would love to give it a whirl. But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
I,
It's
I
it's
like
it's
the I
hard.
like this I like the story synopsis to it too. It says you are Jango Fett, the most fearless bounty hunter in the galaxy, hired to capture a deranged dark Jedi. Armed with an array of deadly weapons and skills, you'll face off against galactic scum from the darkest corner of the Star Wars universe, for the galaxy's most wanted.
Scum.
There is no place to hide. And it's just him burning freaking dudes on
No,
his
yeah, it's cool.
jetpack, dude. It looks freaking fun. This game looks like it would have been great, but I have a bad feeling where it's going to be like
I have
not
a
a good
bad
game.
feeling. Yeah,
Kind of bad. But I want to say something because I thought this was interesting too in
please.
these games. This is around a time that a lot of games felt the need to add these games came with vibration. Do you recall this? Vibration in controllers was a
Oh, like on the
big
DualShock.
push for a lot of games. This will look
Mhm.
at vibration function.
It's
It's funny, yeah.
Uh,
Like how much the memory card you need. There's a memory card for the PS2 and you need 50 kilobytes. Now freaking Call of Duty is like 100 gigabytes just to even.
tell the nice people what a memory card is that they don't
Man,
know.
so a memory card is basically a proprietary thing that you would use for a particular console, either a PS2, PS1, I believe the Dreamcast and a few other consoles had them, but it's like a USB C port or a USB C or USB sorry drive.
Mhm.
But for this proprietary console, depending on what it was, the freaking PS2 memory card was this slick little square, or what was it, like a square sort of cartridge looking thing. Kind of looks like a freaking Nintendo Switch cartridge, but a little bit bigger. Do you recall
Mhm.
this, dude?
I do recall.
Yeah,
Mhm.
dude. I think I the other day I found my PS1 memory card. I still have it somewhere. But yeah, it's cool, and that's how you would save your games. And it was crazy because at this time, this is, I mean, we talk about our YouTube channel's name, Checkpoint Reach. When you would get to a checkpoint, you would get a checkpoint, but there was no automatic save. You'd have to get to a save point, and they would build these like particular areas in the game where you would stop and save manually. It was never automatic. Eventually started introducing it, but that's for
It was a
another
time. It
story.
was quite the time, everyone, because
Yeah,
you had to mix things around. This
yeah,
truly, like you couldn't really, truly you had to beat a game, right? Because nowadays it'd be just like,
yeah.
it's fine. We'll just put the memory somewhere else and we'll just go. But no, you had to freaking beat the game. And I love, you know what was the best part about memory cards, dude? Was when you
Tell
looked
me.
into them and they were like little symbols of the game.
Oh
You know what I'm talking about? And
yeah,
you're like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
so it was so cool. But let's go ahead and let's chug along here. Chugga chugga chugga. Uh let's talk about some fan favorites and some deep dives here. Let's talk about a classic that I personally never played and I would love to play because there's supposed to be a remake on the horizon, but it keeps getting it got delayed and no one knows what the hell's going on with it right now. They said it was canceled, but then it got not canceled. I don't know. Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. There's 1 and 2. These games are beloved. They're by BioWare. The stories were deep and they're great. I remember, and every time I like see someone's like or hear about lists of like best Star Wars games, this is always near the top. these games. I think the second one more. I can't remember the first or the second one more so, but I would love to play these games. I remember buying them for the Switch, and I just never played them. They didn't play that well, so I was like, "Oh, the remake's coming out. I'm just gonna wait." I kind of feel like you did. I bought those, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait now because there's a remake. I'm gonna buy it multiple times." Look what you've done to me, dude. You've cursed me.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Look what you've done.
Did you play these? Did you play these games?
No, man, I did not. I've always wanted to.
Why?
I
I'm
was
just kidding.
I huh?
I said why. Just kidding.
Just because I just never got into them. I bought this on my iPhone, and then I bought this on something else. I forget what it was, just to give it a chance. Because yeah, like you said, people love these games, and they spoke highly of them. Everyone just is like, you guys should like, if you love Star Wars, you're gonna love this game. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Knights of the Old Republic is probably some of the coolest trailers I've seen personally for a game like CGI. I'll show you right now, and I don't want to show the viewers. I'll kind of do a little glimpse, but it looks like the craziest CGI like story you've ever seen.
Yeah,
Watch this.
it's like a it's like a Star Wars RPG, and like I think those were things were not really happening at the time, right? We weren't
Yeah,
getting those deep into those. And dude, this is that game that was that. And
yeah.
yeah, and you're showing this is the trailer for the old one?
This is Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yeah, so this is
Oh, I
the
do remember
sacrifice
this.
trailer, and basically it's like the two twins and they're fighting. It's a really great trailer, really cool story. Kind of showing you. I don't know if this was a DLC. Like I said, I've never played this, but it's showing you these twins. It says, in celebration of 10 years, we're releasing a classic cinematic trailer enhanced.
That's cool.
Yeah, bro, and I oh yeah, so I guess this was an expansion for the game. Legacy of the Sith. I think they're still going. Are they still playing this game? It's still going.
I mean, probably, dude, it's a popular game, and I mean, they released them on the Switch, like I said, and they're supposed to be coming out a remake. I don't know what went wrong with this remake. Do you know what happened? Did they just run out of resources, or like what was the story behind it? Do you
My
remember?
assumption is probably they were trying to put their the money and resources, like you said, into something else. I mean,
Mm.
we got. I know BioWare just made Dragon Age Velguard,
Yeah, you
right?
got that
If I'm not
instead.
mistaken, and you got that instead. The game didn't sell as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think they fired a few of the people there,
Well,
so
it
they
was
had a
a
little major layoffs.
well, it was another
Uh,
company that was doing the remake as the people call it,
That's correct,
KOTOR.
huh? Oh, that's
Um,
right. That's right. There was
eh,
another company.
a, li-
I
a little
think it got shut
studio,
down, bro.
a little studio called Grove Street Games. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. No, yeah. Let me look up who the company was, because I remember that they ended up closing down, I think, or they got
Something
like
like that. Yeah, it was a weird thing. It just kind of, I mean, not a weird thing. This happens in the industry, obviously, but it sucks, man. Because I really want to play this game, and I hope it does come out at some point. Maybe it'll come out now that Grand Theft Auto got delayed. No, I'm kidding. Imagine.
it's Saber Interactive is the one that was going to make these games. I get well. This is the last post for this was April 3rd, 2024, and apparently, Saber Interactive had promised the project is progressing smoothly. From what I recall, I remember hearing that they lost the director, the game director,
Yeah,
during something, and that's never a good sign.
it's a rocky road, my friend. A
Yeah,
rocky
it's a
road.
rocky road. So I don't know. You're gonna have to. We might have to look into this one a little bit more.
Well, we'll
But yeah,
report
dude.
back. We'll report back.
Dude,
Uh,
I hope that they make it. I hope they make it like the Final Fantasy
no,
games.
dude, I would
That'd
love
be
it, dude.
so sick, dude.
I would really love it.
Dude, take my money, dude.
Take my money. Now let's talk about a game. This is probably the closest to the best Star Wars games that are for everyone to digest and everyone to play. And it's kind of funny too, because like for a while, this was kind of happening with a lot of games. Like we weren't getting legit Star Wars games or franchise like Indiana Jones, the Lord of the Rings, the Lego series, my friend. I think their first foray into the Lego games was a Star Wars, right? It was the original trilogy. I think that was the first games they tackled, and I remember playing those, and they were great. I mean, they were fantastic. And I remember playing them like it's basically the movies, but a little, a watered down version of it, a little kid version of them. And I thought they're fantastic. And now it has evolved into the Skywalker Saga, which is all 9 movies, which I've purchased and I've played, and I think it's great. I haven't beat it because that's just me. But I would love to get back into it because I think I only beat the episode one. I want to go through the whole trilogy. But dude, they make it easy for people to play. And if you haven't played these Star Wars series, I don't think you really need to know. I mean, I think it's kind of for everyone. It's kind of like all the Lego games, right? They have like the DCs and
Yeah.
dude, I think that's one of the best ways to play all the movies. Say like, we talk about how we wanted Revenge of the Sith, a full game. Like more of those. This is probably the best you're gonna get with the Lego series. And
Mm.
Ernie, I know you're a big fan of the Lego Star Wars or just Lego in general games.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I played a lot of them. I think I've beaten most of them. There might be one or two that I didn't get to
Wait, you didn't play
finish.
the newest saga ones, right? Like the Force
No,
Awakens and all
that's
that.
I own it now. I mean, Epic Games had given us. I think maybe they're still giving it to you for free or not. But
Yeah, check it
I
out if
just
it's
got it
might
right
still
now.
be.
I heard it's
Mhm.
really good. I don't know if I can get into it right now. If anything, I'd rather get into Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, dude, those games are awesome. I think they're fun for someone who isn't I think you were stating, not a hardcore gamer. It's very easy to get into. You can play with your kids, and it's not very. It's silly, it's funny, and it's not very demanding in terms of what you need to do. It's kind of like a guided game, right? Like
Mhm.
if you were playing with someone and you knew how to play games, you could be like, "Oh, we could try this," and you can lead them. It's not very difficult,
Mhm.
and it's funny that you mentioned this, but recently I was talking to my wife, and I was like, I kind of want my daughter. I want to get her into something like playing something with her dad, like kind of having a little bond time with something I love to do, and I'm sure she'll get a kick out of it. And so it was either me singing to her some karaoke or playing some games. And so I think I'm gonna karaoke. No, I'm just kidding. No, I
They're
think
both.
I think I know, right? I might do both. I actually been karaokeing in the car, but that's neither here nor there. But I think I'm gonna start with some Star Wars because I gave her a lightsaber after Star Wars night, and she's like, "Oh, it's a lightsaber." She already just knew, and
Mm.
I'm like, "Oh man, I want you to know what this is. This is Star Wars." And she's all, "Can I watch Star Wars?" She told me, and I was like, "Young Padawan, you don't know." Just kidding.
You have much to learn. She um gosh, now
I
I
should
totally
have done.
forgot what I was gonna say. Darn
I
it.
know
No,
you're
when you
fine. I
handed her
should
the
have.
lightsaber, she looked at you and she's all, Power.
You know what I was gonna tell her?
uh,
She was gonna be like, she was gonna ask me, "Is it scary?" And then I was gonna answer her like Yoda, "You will be, you will be."
no, no, you're gonna be like, she's like, I heard about this old man who really likes Star Wars. You're gonna be like, that man was me. you know. But dude, yes.
You
Yeah,
little
and
Kermit that lives in the hill, dude.
he's all, this old man, that
He
crazy
goes,
old kid. Uh, yeah, dude, he's sweet. That guy, that
uh,
meme gets used a lot too when they're like all gamers in their 30s or whatever. They'll be like,
yeah,
that
yeah.
man was me, or something stupid stuff like that. But
Not you know,
dude,
that's awesome though.
I want to talk about this next one because this is a
Dude,
very
I'm excited for this
short-lived
one.
Disney Infinity.
Yeah,
Now
yeah, 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 yeah.
this is a huge project that included basically Toys to Life that you can collect these little toys and you can put them in these worlds and it wasn't just Star Wars, it was all these different IPs and all that stuff and it was very ambitious for what it was. And if I'm being honest, I don't did it even last that long? How long did this last?
Man,
I
I don't recall, dude, but I had the Darth Maul, I think, and I think I had someone else, but I had a few of these because we would get them for free at E3. Do you recall this? I don't think it lasted
yeah,
long though.
okay. So I'm seeing here it was initially launched in 2013 and released its third major version on August 15th. But after that, I think it kind of went offline, right? Didn't really
Look at
last too long.
Finn is right here, dude. That's
Oh, that's
crazy.
interesting. So maybe so
Jakku.
they saw the toy, so it must be still going then. Maybe I don't know.
No, no, no. This is done. Like
Yeah,
this
it's
is
dead,
completely
right?
done. It is dead. There is no like getting into this. I feel like if you have these are probably collectors and people would probably buy them off of you because
Oh, for
like they
sure.
had this whole setup. I think if I'm not mistaken, you would buy the character, they would get into the world, but you would also it was like man, there was a Lego version of this as well, and also Skylanders. Skylanders was crazy big. I don't know if you recall this.
I heard
Very
about it. I
similar.
never
This is
played
where
it.
they
Yeah.
got it from Activision. Skylanders, they kind of got killed off. I don't know why they did that. They were making a lot of money, but they would put these figurines. You'd put them on a little like portal. They would show up in your world, and then you would put like vehicles or things that you would create. Lego did one with like the Simpsons. I don't know if you remember that.
I think so. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
stuff like
this.
that. But yeah, Disney Infinity had like obviously Star Wars, Marvel, all these characters, and they were really cool looking. They were actually they were really well built and really what's it called, like detailed, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
A
but I
little
mean,
bit.
again, imagine if if it was really successful, how much money you would just be spending on these little things. But I guess if that's your game, if that's
But
your
that's
thing
the
of
thing.
choice, right?
People love these kinds of like kids. Like this
It's
is
like
this. I
amiibos and
don't.
stuff, right? And all that.
Yeah, I recall. I remember when this went off, and I remember thinking like, dude, this could have done really well had it been properly like, you know,
Marketed well. I don't think it was
marketed.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
marketed well, but I think it just didn't do what they expected. I think there was a lot of like stuff behind it. Like there was you can buy like a pack and you wouldn't even know what you'd get and you wouldn't get the best. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, and just kind of killed it. Like people were just like, I don't know, it was interesting. Crazy though. I remember my brother being like super like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. And I don't think he even really played. I think he just wanted the figurines exactly like that. Like
yeah.
that's I think a lot of people like that as well. Like they just wanted the toys. I didn't get into it. But I thought it looked cool. But yeah, dude, crazy. Yeah, it's definitely dead. It died in 2016. Basically, it was never. It didn't reach its full power. Um, let's go ahead and talk about the next thing here. It's the modern Star Wars gaming renaissance, as they say. A game comes out of nowhere here called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, this game takes place after Order 66. Executive Order 66 is issued, and your Cal Kestis. You're basically it takes place and this all happens and you're being trained and you're a rogue Jedi that's basically you're on the run because everyone is hunting you as far like stormtroopers and all that stuff. And it's like a Dark Souls style gameplay that's like cinematic as well. And it's dude, this game was amazing. I think this is like a Force Unleashed, but like this is like the remaster of Force Unleashed, basically, like what I feel with the mechanics, the the force abilities, the lightsaber was just like it was perfected here. And dude, it is an amazing game. And I remember this game being really hard. And I think like mid game, I was on a boss that I could not beat. Then I had it on hard. This is when I was playing hard. And I think this is
Yeah.
when I started playing easy because I just dropped it down to easy. I'm like, screw this. I just want to get the game done. I want to just finish this damn game already. And I remember doing that. Maybe medium, but anyway. What is your experience with this game? Or you did beat it, right?
I did. I beat Jedi Fallen Order. I enjoyed this game. I think this is the one that you and I had a little dispute of, marital dispute, obviously.
Did we?
Where we did because I told you I wasn't a big fan of this game. Like I
Mm,
enjoyed it and I thought it was really cool and I think it did a lot of great things, but there was something about the combat that really pissed me off. And this is around the time I wasn't playing Souls games, right? So I
mm.
wasn't like used to it. I just hated that. And
Now you're
so
Mr.
I
Souls.
now Mr. Souls. And so the game, I still thought about it. I'm like, this was a great game. Like, I still had a great, like, I still think the game was great, but I just didn't like that combat, right? So it took
Yeah,
me
I
a
think
long time to get into Jedi, which is the Survivor, which is the second one. And so eventually, when I got into that one, I told you, like, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to, like, wait a little bit.
mhm.
But yeah, I beat the first one and it was awesome. I mean, I
I
just hated that
I remember
combat,
this
man.
game having a lot of controversy too. I think they messed up by adding like the second planet you go to was a planet that everyone complained about. Like no one liked it. I think it was like a planet Zepho or something like that. But the characters are great. Like they were pretty sweet. But yeah, this was like and it was tough, obviously. But yeah, I thought it was fun. Um, I remember grinding it pretty well, but and it's funny because like the second one when that came out, like I think was it last year, beginning of last year maybe. I remember loving it as well, but I didn't put as much time as it I did in that I did in the first one. I'm like, you know what? I just want to beat this game. I didn't take that much time exploring, and I think the second one improves a lot more from the first one. What I love about the second one also is that usually when you start a game, and I think we've talked about this before, but like when you go into a second game and you're using the same character, it's usually like, oh, your character had amnesia and forgot everything. Not for this game. This game, for this case, you remember everything and it just improves on. You know what I'm talking about?
I do, I do. I
You,
just like the
you
way you
were in a
said it.
coma. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you remember what happened here? Yeah, dude. No, I dislike that. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
they should crutch you a different way, or it's like you fall and it's like all your armor falls off, or you lose
yep.
your lightsaber. It's like
What's
no,
it called?
yeah,
Zelda does that, right? The like the Breath of the Wild and stuff.
yeah, dude. They do that all the time. It's so annoying. It's so
But
stupid.
yeah, so I love that about Survivor. That did. And I thought Survivor was a fantastic game,
This
and
game's
I
right
hope
here, dude,
you
on
finish it
sale, dude.
eventually, Ernie. And it looks gorgeous. It is a gorgeous looking game as well. I loved it a lot. I definitely liked it better than the second one. But
Which is the
again,
first one?
great
Okay.
characters.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I enjoyed the second one. I would have loved to have beaten it, but I ended up going to play a different Souls game. I think I ended up beating Lies of P or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Or I
you were
went,
playing
oh no,
that,
you know what
right.
I ended up doing? I wanted to go play Dark Souls 1 and 2. But yeah, I've always wanted to go back to it, but now that we don't have Game Pass, I don't have that save file of what we played or what I
Mm,
played. So I'm kind of just like, stuck in this weird like I want to
limbo.
go back, but I'm like I don't know if I should buy it. Right now obviously you guys saw me looking at the how much it costs. I know it's on sale right now because of May the 4th and all that. I don't know if it's still on sale, but
I honestly
um
thought that was going to be the free game because they're like Epic was teasing a free game, and I was a little disappointed that it
yeah.
was the Skywalker Saga because we had already gotten that like 2 months ago, and I was like, oh
Mhm.
man, I'm like, come on, bring out something else. But I mean, obviously, I played it, so it wouldn't really matter for me, but for you, of course, I would have loved for you to play. Uh, but yeah, dude, great games. If you haven't played those games, if you're a Star Wars fan, fan of the genre of lightsabering, if that's the correct term. Um, Really fun. Let's talk about the next game here. You have Outlaws, one of the newer rides in this journey here that we took. And obviously you've heard me talk about Outlaws a little bit. Now, Outlaws is an open world set between Empire and Jedi. What you play as is you're basically, a thug, a bounty hunter kind of in a way. Not so much a bounty hunter. What are they called? Rebel scum. I don't know what the hell she is, but she's a thief. And you play as can't
Smuggler,
remember,
no?
a smuggler. There you go. I forget her name. Cave S, I think it is. But I honestly, I think it's a great game, and I think with time, this game is going to get better as Ubisoft improves it. I don't get me wrong, I love the whole. I love being a Jedi. I love all that, but I also was glad that it took it away because like a lot of the times, like I always tell Ernie, like I kind of complain about like a lot of these games, they rely on the old lore. Same with the movies, right? It's like they always have to throw in, even if it's not even about them, like oh, there's Luke where he walked by real quick. And like some of the Star Wars games, always Vader just comes out somewhere, which is awesome and I love it. But at the same time, it's like let's get away from that. Let's try to
Yeah.
let's create our own story here within this world, and that's what I've always wanted to hear and see. So Outlaws is kind of that. Again, I have not gone far enough. You're probably going to run into him. I think you see Lando, which is fine. You don't see Lando very often, so that's fine. But if I see Vader, I'm like, oh come on, man! Like I've seen this before. But that's a game I hope to get back to um, when they improve it more. I think it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed being in it, and like I said with that game, it's the wars. And honestly, when I use that term, it's the wars. It's kind of like I'm trying to make an excuse for it. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't love it, but I'm also like it's the wars and I want to play it.
No, I feel you.
So yeah, I don't know if you're ever gonna play it
I
or try
want
it
to.
out.
I don't know if I will. Like because it's like, do I like? Obviously, I'm playing Valhalla, but it's like, do I go to Jedi Survivor and finish that game and then go to that, or like go to Assassin's Creed Shadows? Like, there's so much places to go. I think Survivor might be the move. Honestly, I just looked up the pricing. It was like $13 to get. I might just pull the trigger and buy that. That way, I have something to play after because I'm aching for a little bit of Souls game. You know what I mean? And that's
I can
so
break
like I
your
don't know
heart.
if I'll ever get to that game. Like hopefully it goes on a good sale and I'll buy it because I it did look cool. It's just like I just heard so many bad things about it,
Of
and I know
course, yeah.
you've kind of talked it up a little bit more now. But you bought it a little later, so right? You didn't buy it day one, so I assume
No,
they
yeah, I
fixed
waited a
everything
little
by the
bit.
time that you had it. You got it. I mean,
But I mean, even then, it still wasn't 100%. I mean, it's never
mm,
gonna be. Again, it's Ubisoft. I know we always bag on them, but it is true.
yeah. I want to get into this one a little bit, because you were telling me that you bought this in an audio, but I don't know if you ended up ever getting to play
Oh,
this.
mhm.
And we're talking about VR Star Wars experiences. Now, there's a
VR.
there's a few. Were you singing
I
the
was all
child?
VR. I don't know. I sang it that way,
Was it?
but
I
yeah,
thought you were trying to sing the was it Spinal Tap?
yes,
Was
yes,
it?
Spinal
Or
Tap.
but yeah, Spring. He's all there will be no encore, Springton. But yeah, so we're talking about VR now. Vader Immortal, the series is an immersive like lightsaber battles with force training. You bought this. Did you play it?
I didn't. I never. I did tell you. I was like, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna try to do it before we get to the record, and I didn't. I apologize for this. I tried. I tried my best, and I failed you. I failed you. It's over, Anakin. Um, but yeah, basically, it's a story about Vader. It's like lightsaber. I heard it's okay, but I mean, this is like one of the earlier VR games I think that came out, and I think I don't think it's the best, but I mean, I bought it for like dirt cheap when it was came out for Star Wars Day. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. But there is one I want to talk about a lot because
Please.
I wish it was still there. This was an experience that we had. It was for your birthday years ago, and this is in a little downtown Disney area. They had this whole Star Wars experience. It was called Star Wars Secrets of the Empire VR. So basically, we put on our VR headsets, and we were stormtroopers, and we basically walked through a whole interactive world. And you're legit walking. You're not with a controller. You're walking and shooting, and that was like one of the coolest VR experiences I think I've had since that
Yeah.
point. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And it ended up going away, which I'm like, damn, why? Like, I would have loved to do that again. Or if there's a different version of that somewhere for anything, I'd be super down for it. Dude, I don't know how you guys found it or how that came up. And I think I surprised you that day too, right? And you're all like,
Yeah,
ah,
that was the first and last time I got surprised, honestly.
first
But
and
like
last time, dude.
that was a great time. It was a great time. Thank you for coming to that. I remember being really excited. And yeah, it was a
You know
great
what I do for
experience.
you, man.
I think it was a lot of fun being able to immerse yourself. I think that's the big thing about VR is being able to immerse yourself and kind of forgetting where you are. Because when you put on the headset, obviously you have a headset and you know you're on these things, but sometimes things are happening where you kind of just forget. And it was funny because like, you know, we're shorter stormtroopers and you can see our bodies are a little different than
Yes,
everyone
it
else.
looked
And then
funny.
we would look and it was I had my the rest of my family was there as well. And I would look, and it was us. It's like, hey, it's like, I forget. And
That was
like
pretty
Darth
awesome.
Vader comes out at you, dude, and he starts trying to attack you, and it's like this whole like experience, like, oh god,
It
it
was
was
fun,
crazy.
dude. It was fun.
It was a
Great
lot of fun.
experience.
Yeah,
If Disney, if
yeah.
you're listening, bring it back. This last little section here, I want to talk about the future of Star Wars games, heaven or development hell. I mean, we got an Ubisoft open world Star Wars game, but now what is the one you're talking about here? Are you talking about Eclipse? Is that the one you're talking about? No,
E-
Eclipse is not. Eclipse is not Ubisoft. Which one are you talking about for that? What is that? You're talking about Outlaws?
no, this one, the Ubisoft's open world Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about Outlaws. Is it was it promising or
Oh,
was it risky that they made that?
oh, I
Like,
see what you're saying.
like
Yeah, it
y-
was a little bit of both, right? I mean, I think it was promising because I remember people being very excited about it, but
yeah,
also risky because Ubisoft. This just sucks
right.
here.
Yeah, that's the thing
Um,
is they do really good open worlds.
they
It's
do,
just
and they do a
very
good when it comes to
convoluted with
detailing, dude.
you know.
Yes, but they're very repetitive in the gameplay for sure. Like you talk about with
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed, the raids. I think with the Avatar game they came out with was basically Far Cry with Avatar painted on it. You
yeah.
know, uh, but you know what? I wanted to talk about some future games that we thought was. I think so. Star Wars 1313 was a game that
Oh
was supposed to come
man,
out that ended up getting
yeah,
canceled.
yeah.
Looked awesome. It looks. I mean, we never got a trailer or anything for it, but it was just a more mature, gritty take on it. And dude, it looked so cool. And gosh, they just again, like a lot of these projects end up getting delayed, which sucks. And there's another one called Star Wars Eclipse that's supposed to. It's by Quantum Dream and a Quantic Dream, and it's supposed to still be in development. I think it's kind of stuck in hell, as we've said. The last time we got a trailer was December 9th of 2021. Oh, is that 1313?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you guys. So this is the gameplay that was released for Star Wars 1313. Now the quality is pretty bad, but I mean you'll kind of get the gist of it. As I don't know why it's so terrible. Maybe if I see it on
Yeah,
X, it might be a
and
little bit
Eclipse
better.
looked really awesome too. And I really hope that's still something we're gonna get because
Oh
that
yeah, dude.
that
No, it's
looks a
like
lot really
480p
cool.
for whatever reason, but here it is, dude.
I mean, yeah, I mean you can't really see much more right now, but yeah, but
You'll see like there was one where they show. I'll say there you go. He's running after someone, and this is like very very beta, or not even beta.
yeah, of
It's like the
course, yeah.
alpha build of the game. But you're basically a bounty hunter, and you're chasing someone through like this through this, huh?
The little meat, like
Oh yeah. But it looks cool. Like it looks like it kind of resembles a little bit of like Uncharted sort of, that style of game. The cool thing is like we're seeing this like you're in this like city right now trying to capture this guy because obviously you're a bounty hunter. But I think the real cool thing about Star Wars 13, I don't know if you recall or not, but Star Wars 13 takes place in this like
1313,
big
yeah.
in this like big like cell, like basically like a jail. So all the baddest of the bad are there. And so you as a bounty hunter are going in there and there's like a bunch of levels to this particular area, and the lower it gets, the worse it gets, and you have to get there for whatever
Mm.
reason. I forget what the story was, but dude, it sounded so freaking cool.
So
And I
there were the
remember,
Patsies.
yeah,
Some
dude,
kind of
it sounded so freaking cool, and I can't believe they.
Suicide Squad. Yeah, dude. I mean, it sucks, man. Obviously, and then Eclipse is still kind of in that little void somewhere. It's just kind of floating around. But
Which
yeah,
one was
man. I mean,
Eclipse?
Eclipse, Star Wars Eclipse was announced in
Which one's that one?
2021, bro. Should I type it in? Type it in. Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I didn't
You're
even.
just looking at those videos now. You're all excited. Dude, yeah, but I mean, again, as far as like future games, I mean, I would love original stories, dude. I mean, like I mentioned, like I think I want, you know, to hear different universes, and like these bounty hunter games are kind of give you that, right? But they just don't ever come to fruition. And yeah, so yeah, he's looking at Star Wars Eclipse right now by Quantic Dream, who did like Detroit for Human and some other games. But I did. I mean, I remember this trailer coming out, and I looked them up since 2021, which is pretty wild. And I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. Sadly, my friend. Now, or what do you want in your future games? Do you want original stories? Do you want characters we've seen before? Do you want a Yoda prequel? Before the Yo.
I want Shit Fitsu, a new story.
Shifitsu, Kit
No,
Fistu, Kit Fistu.
no, just kidding.
You want
I was trying
Kaidai
to be
Mundai?
Karahunde. Dude, yeah, no. So I mean, personally, it's kind of hard because a part of me loves the old Star Wars, but I do want original content. I wanted to get away from the Skywalker saga a little bit, just
Yes.
because like we should be done with that story. Like we're done. Like I understand it's awesome. That's where we created. Let's get some new story. Let's do something separate from this, world. Maybe let's just do a reboot. Let's do something that isn't having to do with the main canon. That way they have more, not wiggle room, but basically like they can take liberties doing other things and not screwing up with the freaking mate, like the real, like the not the real, but the main story, I guess, of Star Wars. It's like Star Wars Acolyte brought out two twins who were created by the Force, so now like the story of Anakin kind of is not as cool as people used to think that he was created by the Force. You know what I mean? Like things like that. And I don't want to ruin the continuity of the originals. I just want something that's gonna either be an original content that has nothing to do with the the continuity, or just its own story that has nothing to do with the Skywalker. It's like a separate universe kind of thing where they're not close to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's hard because like it works obviously, and like people want that, but it's like yeah, it's just man, come on, let's try something else. And like a game, like I don't mind if there's Jedi's in it, but like yeah, let's do something like different. Like again
Yeah.
with the Force Unleashed, it was like an original. About I mean, obviously this is before all these Star Wars new movies and stuff. A lot of new Star Wars movies, but we got this Jedi, and it was awesome. And I think the same, excuse me, the same with Knights of the Old Republic. And I know you're not a big fan of the space combat, so I know that's not what you want.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I would love to play another full RPG like style Star Wars type game, right?
Mhm.
I think the closest maybe might be Mass Effect, which Ernie won't play because he hates me. But let's go ahead and wrap this up here. I mean, we did talk about our favorite Star Wars games a little bit. I mean, you picked the Revenge of the Sith. Honestly, I'm kind of on the fence. I have a lot of favorites. I think I liked the Battlefront series. I liked the new series, the Survivor, and all that stuff. But it's really hard for me, man. But if I had to pick one, I think it would be the Force Unleashed series. To be honest with you, when we're looking at it, I
Yeah.
think they were just so different at the time of its time for sure. Um, so yeah, I think that wraps it up, man. I mean, there's another question here: what Game Pass captures the spirit of the films? But I mean, I think it would just be the movie tie-ins, right? Those definitely would be the ones.
Yeah, yeah. I would probably say also Jedi Fallen Order does a really good job
That's true. Yeah, I would say those well.
capturing that spirit of the game, of the story of Star Wars, and it being its own thing. But at the end of the day, it still aligns with the Star Wars movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and also the world, right? I mean, if the world is
Yeah.
done right, I think that's very important. Also, which Outlaws does right, but there's so many things it does wrong. But dude, I'm excited for the future of Star Wars stuff. I hope we do end up getting those games that we mentioned, and maybe with some more announcements of something. We want a Rick O'Lee prequel game.
Damn,
How did
that'd
we
be
become
awesome.
a
Imagine a younger
how we
Rick
met
O'Lee.
Jeff Porkins? But please, Ernie, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Today?
Well, as like always, I would like to thank the audience for tuning in every week when we drop an episode. We appreciate it. And we appreciate you. Please follow us on YouTube and subscribe. And put down some comments on your favorite Star Wars games and or your favorite Star Wars content, movies, anything. We're here to listen. We're here to reply. Maybe you'll come out in the next episode when we talk about it.
Ooh.
Please follow us at checkpoint_reached on Instagram. There, I and Lex will be posting our episodes. We'll also be posting, or actually not posting, but replying to any DMs you send us. We'll be there. Please, Lex, send us home.
Yes, thank you so much, Ernie. You said it so amazingly.
Eloquently.
We appreciate eloquently. Yes, thank you. We appreciate you all again. Yes, follow us on the Instagram, follow us on the socials, give us a comment, give us a shout out, do what you need to do, share us. We want the last thing to say from our little friend Salacious Crumb. Tune in next week, everyone. Checkpoint reached.
Lex,
Goodbye. Yes,
I'll say one last thing.
please.
May the force be with you.
May the fourth force be with you. Thank
Oh.
you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.